Hey friend, Ashley, Dr. Joseph here. Today we're going to be showing you how to take care of your low back pain at home. Now we're going to be showing you three things, and number one is going to be trigger point your low back. So Ashley's going to get in position, and the reason you want to trigger point the low back is because here at SCP I do a lot of muscle work, and this is something easily that you can do at home, and it's something that I teach my patients. So she's going to use a baseball, you can use a lacrosse ball, you can use a tennis ball, but important is that you want to feel in your back, feel your spine right in the middle. That's where you don't want to put the baseball. You want to go just to the sides of it, slowly leaning back. Now, opposite leg is going to be straight. The leg where the back is, where you're putting the ball, that's going to be bent. You're going to lean the leg away from the side you're working, and then lean back. This is going to be kind of like an active movement, working the muscle. You can adjust the ball. You want to go about 20 to 30 seconds on each spot and then switch sides because you don't want to do too much on one single spot.
Good stuff.
So once you've done this, you've gotten used to it, and your back is loosened up a little bit, you can actually advance this move. So her knee is going to be straight in the air, foot is going to lift, and she's going to straighten her leg nice and slowly towards her other foot, and then come back. Drive her knee up and back. This is going to stretch out the low back and should feel a lot more targeted on those muscle groups. So be sure you get both sides. Don't just do one side, even if your pain is on one side. Now the second thing I want to show you is a hip flexor trigger point. Same idea, using a baseball. Again, you can use a lacrosse ball, a tennis ball. Just go to what you have at home and then go to what you can tolerate. So the hip flexor, now another bone that I want you to find is a little bone right here in the hip. You want to go just below that and to the outside. Very, very important. Do not trigger point on the bone. So Ashley's going to lie down. She will use a baseball right below the bone into the outside, and then adding pressure to what you can tolerate. This is a very sensitive area. Please don't overdo it. You can move your body or you can move the leg that's working. This is another one where once you get used to it, you can actually make it a little more intense. If you have a yoga block, if you have a trigger point block, you just put the ball on top of the block, slowly add your weight, because this one will hurt, but you're gonna get a lot of benefit once you loosen up that hip flexor, because the hip flexors attach to the hips, and if those are tight, they're gonna add pressure to the low back, which is why I tell all my patients to do this one at home, especially if they're having low back pain. The third and final thing that we're gonna show you that you can do at home to help with your low back pain is a hip flexor stretch. Again, continuing with our last exercise, once your hips are loose, they're gonna ease pressure on your low back. So this is a good old-fashioned hip flexor stretch. Now here at SCP, we do hip flexor stretches the right way. Ashley is going to demonstrate the wrong way that most people do it, which is they just kind of lean into it, their back arches, they're stretching more joint capsule. So come on back. What we do here is we tuck the hips. So think of like a scared dog with his tail between his legs, tucking the hips, squeezing the glutes, hands on the opposite knee, adding pressure. This is going to activate the core. Your hips, you're going to feel tightness once you get into this position. You'll know you're doing it correctly when you feel a lot of tension in that thigh that's down. So she's going to hold this position. She should already feel something.
Yep.
And inch forward. You won't get very much. Hold it a couple seconds and then release. And release everything. And then get back into that position. So you want to try to reset each time. That way your body doesn't get sloppy and you don't compensate. And inch forward.
How many reps?
8 reps. So those are the 3 exercises that you can do at home today to help with your low back pain. Now it's important to stress that these exercises are for muscle pain and not a disc pain. If you're unsure on which one you have, then you should consult with your doctor, like myself.
Doctor, he's a doctor. If you have any questions regarding this video or low back pain, make sure you comment below. Also subscribe so you can get all of our videos whenever you want.